Hey guys, and welcome back to Stadium Center. I've got 14 awesome stadiums to show you, and starting today, I'm proud to announce that Stadium Center is now presented in 4K. We're going to kick things off with a stadium from a channel member that has made a park with dedications to a lot of the SC community. This is Ballpark at Studio 44 by Young Gun 1417. Located in Sewell City, USA, this community dedication field holds around 15,000 fans and sits at an altitude of 5,000 feet, so it's perfect for launching the long balls out of the park. Starting off with the dedications, he's included a ton of shout-outs to members of the stadium creating community. He's named hotel towers and other various buildings after guys you've definitely seen on this channel, and thrown a few on the sides of semi-trailers as well that are cruising by in left field. Right field also has a huge dedication to Phil at Studio 44 with his own truck featuring his PlayStation username and a Studio 44 broadcast booth complete with his dog sitting nearby. This park looks fantastic lit up at night, and the skyline is one of the best I've ever seen. I want to once again thank Young Gun for becoming a channel member at the All-Star level, and by the time this video comes out, he'll have hit his 1 month mark as a member and upgraded his jersey to the next level. Great park, Young Gun. This is definitely my favorite one of yours. Our next stadium is a futuristic build that is pure eye candy. This is AP Field by Fresh1X. Located in Asbury Park, New Jersey, this insane stadium seats 40,000 fans and holds an altitude of 1,000 feet and has plenty of home run targets, which we had a blast trying to hit on stream. Let's check things out behind the plate, as it looks just as incredible as the rest of the field. Great use of the futuristic props here. Down the left field line, there's tons of restaurants and the Singers Club on the plaza level. Then moving into home run territory, there's a great mix of standing room, bleachers, and even balconies with dining areas to get a great view of the game from. In right field, he's worked in some buildings to give the stadium some great architectural upgrades and used every layer to create different decks to aim those moonshots at. Center field pulls everything together nicely and continues with the theme of having layers of seating everywhere. There's even a small cove to launch your canoe into and wait for those splash landings. I've never really even tried to use the futuristic props because it just isn't my style, but when parks like this exist, there's no need for me to even try. Awesome work on this one, Fresh1X, and thanks for stopping by all the streams. Our third park is by a streamer you may have heard of. This is Flank.One Field by Flank Thomas. Situated in Frankfurt, USA, this compact design seats just under 8,000 fans and features some fun concepts and even some of his real-life sponsors. He's built an awesome plaza behind the plate with vendors and video boards so you don't miss any of the action while your back is turned to the game, and each side features a treehouse for some cool perspectives near home. Right field has multiple decks to crush home runs onto, and the longest of home runs can even clear the roof. Near the batter's eye, he's got the Turtle Beach Pool Club right below the hotel balconies. He even found a way to use the White Sox prop to make a sliding glass door in the corner. He's used the scoreboard to realistically show off a few more of his sponsors, and the lighthouse decoration is a really cool touch to mix things up. If you haven't checked out Flank Thomas, be sure to check out his YouTube channel, and he also streams Diamond Dynasty games on Twitch under the same name. It was awesome having him stop by the live stream and show us this build. Awesome job on this one, Flank, and I hope to see you around again very soon. Next up, we have a creator that's fairly new to the channel, but he's got some pretty good stuff. This is Bayside Park by Obituary Turtle. Coming to us from Santa Cruz, California, this waterfront stadium holds around 28,000 fans and an expected low elevation of just 25 feet. Starting down the line, he's tackled the corner really well with a multi-level plaza and incorporated the building perfectly into the design. And behind each of the bullpens, there's an area cut out with concessions and a bar. The concourse continues with different sections of seating lining the outfield wall with a video board on top of the outfield suites. Right field has a large park with fountains and sits along the boardwalk next to the ocean. Then in center field, we see the main entrance plaza with tons of outdoor patio seating and team stores to grab your jerseys and other gear. We also get a good view of the amusement park and boats cruising on the water. This park looks really nice under the stadium lights, and the background has been lit up just enough to see the buildings without overpowering the features inside the stadium. Very nice work on this one, Turtle, and this won't be the only park of yours in this episode. For our next field, we have one of the latest builds from the legend himself. This is Nuway Field by Murph075. We'll be staying in Northern California for this waterfront stadium as well. It has a max capacity of 36,000 and a staggering altitude of 5222. Murph has come up with a pretty unique feature in the corner. The concourse crosses a waterfall in the mountainside with two different bridges for a scenic overlook. That'll bring you over to the restaurant located under the video board hosting the stadium's name, with patio seating scattered around the outside. Right field has a ton of detail with concessions and even more patio seating, as well as a field level plaza featuring a decorative fountain. Right over the batter's eye, there's a cabin style bar, and we see a great view of the mountains on the other side of the lake, with a resort at the base and a marina to launch your boat from. This is another great park by Murph, and he's really been cranking out some good stuff lately. He builds so many great stadiums that I encourage you to check out his vault. Thanks again for bringing us another great build, Murph. Alright, we've got a park from another MLB streamer to check out next. This is Old West Field 2 by Schmitty VG. This park was created on Schmitty's channel during a live stream and is located in Tombstone, Arizona. It has that high desert altitude, so you'll have no trouble hitting the long ball here. Starting behind the plate, there's a train that runs right behind home and is probably the coolest way to arrive at the ballpark. He did a great job with the custom stands and foul territory too. Right field has the old school scoreboard and bleachers perched atop the raised boardwalk, and it's capped off with some covered seating at the back. Fort Canoe is an awesome structure he's made, and it lies just beyond the left field foul pole and features its very own train stop. The backdrop consists of an old western town running along a dirt road, and a couple of the buildings even have some custom interiors with bars and shops inside them. Towards the end of the road, we see a jail with a reward for PFK Nunn for posting a sign in his stadium that actually said "No canoes allowed." Schmitty is quickly becoming known for his unique builds in interesting settings. He's built parks along beaches, in jungles, and even in the middle of Times Square. You can catch his live streams on his YouTube channel at Schmitty B Gaming. Awesome work on this one, Schmitty, and I can't wait to see where you build next. Our next stadium comes to us from Sluggish Moth, and this outstanding looking build is called Cathedral of Baseball. Located in Washington, D.C., this monument holds 42,000 fans and sits at D.C.'s altitude of 410 feet above sea level. This stadium has some awesome curved architecture that wraps around both foul poles and leads to ivy-covered windows just below the suite level. Center field looks great with the batter's eye wrapped in brick, which has become a signature of Sluggish Moths. He's included bleacher seating above the concession stands, tucked into alcoves on either side, which feature a few levels of standing room areas. Outside the park, he's built an awesome entrance plaza with great landscaping featuring fountains and a Hall of Fame display. This park looks fantastic at night, and I always love checking out the small details in Sluggish Moth builds. He definitely went above and beyond with the exterior, and it looks super clean. Fantastic work once again by this guy. Our next park has definitely seen better days. The forgotten community is simply named Abandoned Town by Murph075. This park is located in Nowhere, USA. Its overgrown nature means it doesn't hold a single fan, but if you find this place, you'll be able to hit the ball pretty far with its maxed out altitude. This build is just as much about the surrounding town as it is the park. In it, you'll find overgrown neighborhoods that have been taken back by nature. There's a church with a mausoleum and accompanying nearby graveyard that looks to be haunted and not a place you'd find me anywhere near at night. You can see parking lots full of abandoned vehicles, which could mean that either everyone left in a hurry or a sudden disaster struck, causing everyone to be evacuated. Luckily, the field itself has been left in a well enough condition to be played on, but you won't be hearing the sounds of any cheering crowds. In fact, if you start hearing voices at all, it might be time to leave. I love the concept on this build, Murph, and I made a somewhat apocalyptic field about a year ago. While they are outside the norm, they are pretty fun to build when you need a change of pace. Awesome work again, Murph. Now let's get out of here. Alright, back to some traditional builds. Our next one is Peel Basin Park by Jace155. This urban style build is located in Montreal, Canada and seats over 27,000 fans. It has a pretty lofty elevation at 3750, so the ball will carry pretty well here. Starting off in left, there's 3 levels of seating to target for bragging rights in the outfield, with concessions and restrooms just behind the bleacher level. This leads over to center, where he's built a nice concourse with stairs next to the batter's eye, leading up to even more concessions below the video board. The right field corner looks great with a huge plaza leading into the park, with a nice barside patio area in foul territory. The next set of stairs will lead you down to the waterfront, where you'll find a few more dining options. You can also see the freeway crossing over the river right in front of downtown. This park looks awesome under the stadium lights and is yet another great clean build with a lot of realism featured here. I think this might be the first time I featured Jace on this channel, but I'll have to double check. I can say for certain though that it won't be the last. Thanks again, Jace, for dropping by the stream and showing us this awesome build. Next up, we're going to take a look at another park by Obituary Turtle. This one is called Deadball Yard. This old school build is located in Castle Rock, Oregon, and sits at an elevation of just 10 feet. It also holds 23,000 fans, so let's check out all the features. The foul corner has a nice angled entrance to the maintenance area on the field, with an overlook just above off the outfield gates. Right next to that, the bleachers have a steep angle, so no one sitting in front of you will block your view, and you'll even be covered from any bad weather. The stairs are capped off with some traditional clock towers, and you can grab a burger next to the Hall of Fame circle. The right field bleachers sit in front of the beautiful skyline, and the out-of-town scoreboard is built directly into the outfield wall. The center field plaza is located behind the batter's eye and has the Deadball Eats concessions wrapping around the walls. There's also a small city park situated just above on the street corner. I love the feel of an old school park sitting in a town that also features older buildings. We've seen quite a few of these style builds, but you guys always come up with ways to give them a fresh look. This park feels like a mashup of Sluggish Moth and Archmage. Great work again, Obituary Turtle, and stay tuned for more of his builds. Alright, let's check out our next park coming to us from Braves fan. His latest build is called Nuway Field 3. Like a lot of his builds, it's located in Macon, Georgia. This one seats 30,000 and boasts a modest altitude of just 375. We'll kick it off in right this time. The corner has a nice open concept plaza to handle the larger crowds and features amenities like concessions and an information kiosk. There's a ton of outfield seating with 2 decks, and the upper level is topped off with a restaurant just below the video board. Over in center, there's a sunken plaza with a shopping mall and an entrance to the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. The left field stands are closely mirrored but very slightly in design. They are also capped off with a patio seating below the scoreboard. Lastly, the left field entrance gates welcome you into the park with concessions to grab some food before finding your way to your seats before the start of the game. I love this style of park and how it has symmetrical elements but isn't completely mirrored from left to right. I've played a few home run derbies in this park and the upper decks are reachable. Thanks again, Braves fan, for stopping by the streams and hanging out with us. It's always fun to check out your parks, and I can't wait to see your next one. Let's switch it back up and head on over to another Western build. This is Goldmine Field by Murph075. This park is located in Butte, Montana, and can fit up to 26,000 fans when they're not prospecting in the nearby mines. It's a Murph build, so you know the elevation is maxed out. He made great use of the wood props to build completely custom stands, and left field is on theme with the prospector's porch. Right field looks fantastic with more custom designs on the concessions and features the mineshaft suites on the top level. Over in the corner, there's a field level plaza with more places to hang out and catch the game from. Behind the batter's eye, we get a great view of the mining town and the surrounding area. You can also see the concourse connecting the 2 sides with concessions that are on point with the rest of the architecture. Lastly, we have to take a look at all the hard work and detailing that went into the grandstands. Leave it to Murph to build a completely custom venue, showing us that it is possible to find new ways to give your stadium a unique look. The field looks great at night, and the best seats are definitely from upper deck with views of the town in the background. Love how you guys not only keep coming up with new concepts, but continue to execute them to perfection. Another great build, Murph. I know there's a lot more of yours that I still need to showcase too. Our next park was heavily inspired by the Guardian Stadium. This is the Show Field by Pfizer VV. Located in Cleveland, Ohio, this park seats 37,000 fans and sits at a medium altitude of 1845. Left field has 4 different levels of seating, and each one has concession stands to grab food at. Center field has the Cola Batter's Eye with a nearby Hall of Fame circle. If you didn't know, that prop is actually from Progressive Field in the Guardian Stadium. The right field stands definitely showed the inspiration from Cleveland, and Pfizer did a great job with the openings at the bottom leading underneath the bleachers. I don't often say it, but this corner might just be my favorite part of this build, and not because it features a nod to Stadium Center, but because of the use of the scoreboard prop that doubles as a bridge from the parking garage and an entrance gate to the stadium. We had an absolute blast massacring home runs on the live stream the first time we checked out this field. I think Pfizer and I both messed up, and we built our best stadiums after Phil's Stadium of the Year contest was already underway on his channel, Studio 44. Great work on this one, Pfizer. I think this is your best one yet. Alright, for our next build, we're taking a look at another Ohio stadium. This one is Greenhorn Stadium by Obituary Turtle. This park is located in Calliston Way, Ohio, and comfortably seats 34,000. With a low altitude of just 250, you'll have to make sure your timing and contact is on point. Starting in the corner, he makes building here look way easier than I do with how he connected the bleachers to the concourse and added a rooftop deck above the suite level. The bleacher seating carries all the way over to the batter's eye with snack options at the back. 2 levels of suites sit under the awning, providing some cool shade from the summer sun as well. Center field looks really clean where the stands and concourse meet, and behind the batter's eye sits a Hall of Fame area just outside the team store. The 2 sets of stands continue into left, but this time with a garden-style patio below the video board to eat your snacks at from the nearby vendors. Then next door you'll find the Hall of Fame entrance under an awesome rooftop deck area covered in greenery called the Treehouse. This is yet another solid build by Turtle, and he's quickly becoming one of my new favorite creators with his clean builds and realistic designs. Keep up the great work, Turtle. Alright, I guess we can fit one more stadium in from Murph. This one is named River City Field. Located in River City, USA, this boardwalk-style build holds up to 25,000 fans and has an altitude of 5225. Starting in left, you can enter the gates under the scoreboard after crossing the river. You'll be met with a beer garden plaza with ships docked nearby to watch the game. In center, we get a sense of just how far below the river the field sits. We're also treated to an amazing skyline off in the distance, and he's positioned the smokestacks from Cincinnati perfectly above the batter's eye. Right field consists of the lower deck porch with traditional bleachers, but has an observation deck in the middle with plenty of vendors. The top deck has numerous bars to grab a drink at, while being just above the outfield wall, so you'll still have a chance of catching a home run from the top. This is another park where the best view is enjoyed from the second deck behind home plate. You can watch the game while admiring the scenic views of the Riverside City in the background. Another fantastic job by Murph, he just keeps pumping out the gems. And I suppose we can squeeze in one last stadium by Obituary Turtle as well. This final park is Root Canal Field, and it's the first park of his I had ever seen. This one is located in Oakland, California, and holds around 37,000 fans. Again, with a realistic altitude of 25, you'll be earning your long balls here. Down the foul line, he wrapped up the corner nicely with a small plaza that leads to restrooms and a small bar. The stands look nice and tidy once again, featuring suites on the very top level. Then over in center, it has the main scoreboard for the park with concessions below and a very reachable hit it here target just off to the side. But right field is where this build really shines, as there's a restaurant between the bleacher sections and a park just inside the entrance gates complete with a fountain. This park has a great mix of traditional and modern aesthetics, very old school in left and futuristic in right. That's going to be a wrap for this episode of Stadiums That Inspire. I want to once again thank you guys for stopping by and checking out these great parks. Don't forget to check out Flank Thomas and Schmitty B Gaming's channels here on YouTube for more great MLB The Show content. You can also check out my merch store, or consider joining the channel with a membership if you want to show some love and support the channel. Thanks once again for hanging out, and as always, have a great night, and I hope to see you in the next one.